Are there different kinds of anxiety, and could you discuss those cases
Yes,
for our
so
viewers?
there are many types of anxiety.
Mm.
Now, there is generalized anxiety disorder. So, what happens in generalized anxiety disorder is, in general itself, the patient is anxious, and it can there and there are no specific trigger points. It is there in the constitution of the patient. That is what we can assess. So, you might have heard some people telling that, oh, he is very hurried, he gets angered easily, he gets irritated easily. They will face problems in their household, in their work many a times. Other people might not face problem because of them. Inside itself they are anxious. You might have seen in your team members also, somebody is hurried while talking. Somebody might suddenly, start getting out of track, keep speaking continuously, although you have conveyed them a message, but still they keep speaking. So such people are generalized anxiety disorder people.
So these people don't need external triggers. They get triggered by themselves.
Yes, they get triggered by themselves. We can also come to a conclusion that they don't need triggers. Their constitution itself is like that. And then you have phobic disorders also, which come under anxiety. So, one type of phobia is claustrophobia. So, I had one patient. This person was having claustrophobia. Now, what is claustrophobia? This person used to get scared and not go inside a lift because it is totally closed, no? And then he had problems traveling in an aeroplane, problems traveling in a car. He would never switch on the AC of his car. He used to have a problem. Whenever there is a closed environment, that anxiety gets triggered and they start panicking, shivering, all these symptoms. And then, for example, if I advise him some MRI scan or anything, what happens is he will not be ready to get it done because he has to go inside the MRI device. So, this is there. So, that is a type of phobic disorder. Apart from this, there is again OCD, which is also a type of anxiety. Now, when we speak about OCD, what is OCD? Obsessive compulsive disorder. In general, what people feel is, whenever a patient is suffering from OCD, oh, I've got a lot of OCD, is what people come and tell me. So, what they think is only neatness is OCD, being over neat, keeping the house clean, keeping the utensils clean is what they feel is OCD. Some people have the habit of washing their hands after shaking it with someone. So that is a general notion in public that that is obsessive compulsive disorder. But that is not obsessive compulsive disorder. It is having a very broad range of cases. So one such case I will tell you. What happened was, we had a patient in our clinic, and this patient was also suffering from a thyroid disorder, and this patient was 24-year-old. So what happened, whenever this patient used to lock his door and get down through his lift or stairs, whatever, he used to get a thought that, have I locked the door or not? And again he comes back and checks the door whether he has locked the door or not. Now he has seen that he has locked. Again he goes down and gets the thought, should I go and check again whether I have locked it properly or not? The patient knows that he has locked the door, okay, but still he wants to check it. So that is the compulsion. The obsession is checking it. So there is an obsession and also there is a compulsion to complete that task. That is obsessive compulsive disorder. In a similar manner, one more patient, how was that patient was? That patient had the habit of only taking a left turn. Whenever he used to travel, he would never take right turns. So, why this thought was there was, when he was a child, he was going somewhere out on a scooter with his uncle, and the uncle took a right turn and they met with an accident. The uncle lost his life. So that had a major impact on this child. He was very young, I think 5 years or 7 years, and that continued in his life in the form of anxiety, in the form of obsessive compulsive disorder. He would never take a right turn. So if the destination is just on the right, he will not take a right turn. He will take a left, again roam the whole area, then reach the destination only taking left turns. So this is also a obsessive compulsive disorder type. And this patient was, what happens if he takes a right turn? He'll start panicking. He hasn't taken a right turn, but the thought itself will create a situation of panic in his mind. So that is there. So this is obsessive compulsive disorder. Then some people, what they have, checking. They keep on checking the amount of money they have in their purse. Some people, what they do, they keep on checking their mobile, what notifications they've got, although they might not have got any notification, but still they keep checking. So checking is a type of anxiety. Arrangement, arranging things in the house properly. Books should be in order, height wise, for example. So if a book falls in between, that is going out of rhythm in some this thing, so again they will have that compulsion to put that book in the right place. And some people, if the photo frame is not straight, they'll try to set it in the straight frame. So repetition is there, counting is there, and then checking is there. Now what happens in counting? You might have observed people, they count the notes n number of times, 100 notes are there or not. So that is there in their mind. Some people, what they do, they sit in one place, count the number of tiles on the floor, count the number of bulbs in this room. So this is another type of anxiety, and this spoils not only their life but also their family members' lives. So neatness is also a very important thing. First comes neatness, then comes repetition, checking, counting, all these things. So what one more patient had was, she was having bath around 5 to 6 times a day. So why she was having bath 5 to 6 times a day was, whenever somebody opened the window or the door, or whether if somebody has arrived with the parcel or anything, she felt that some microorganism has entered into her house. This was post COVID. So during COVID, you might be also knowing that people were very anxious about their health. So she would immediately go into the bathroom, have bath, and again come and sit. She would feel that now she's pure. And one more lady had one more problem. Whenever she used to remove clothes after once they were washed and dried, she had that feeling that some microorganisms are still there on my clothes. She would open the almara, spray sanitizer on all her clothes. So that is also a type of obsessive compulsive disorder. Now we know that obsessive compulsive disorder, what it is exactly, but there is always a cause why this is arising. So why this arises is, as I mentioned in the beginning of this episode, that what is mind is our previous experience, and also genetics also plays a very important role. If we have our forefathers who are suffering from mental health issues or psychiatric disorders, there are chances that we or our children also suffer from mental health issues. So these are a few types of anxiety.